But I want
Yeah.
to ask you about some of these other topics here that we saw develop over the weekend, and unfortunately, they're not all positive, including this one, most notably from Oklahoma, where running back Joe Mixon he
Mm-hmm.
spoke publicly Friday afternoon for the first time since the incident, where now we've seen the video of him punching the woman and it shattered bones in her face. He claims that he wanted to apologize sooner, but was told not to by his legal team. My question to you is, what are your thoughts on how this was handled by all the parties involved, especially on the Oklahoma side of things?
Well, I think anybody who sees the video, it's very disturbing. And anybody who I have two daughters, and that was very difficult to see. How you can watch as a head coach or a school president and not dismiss a player after that, I think that should have been ultimately, as difficult as that decision would have been to be made. I think that's the proper course for Joe Mixon in that case. Bob Stoops talked about rehabilitating a player, giving him a second chance opportunity. There are guys in JUCOs throughout Mississippi and Kansas who've done far less and were dismissed by teams, and that's where they have to go find their second chance. To me, that would have been a second chance for Joe Mixon. There are consequences to your choices. And in a situation like that, and we have seen the video, it doesn't seem like the retaliation that he had equaled the original offense. Not only the alleged racial slurs, whatever those may have been, but Mixon just should have walked away from the situation, and he didn't do that. And admittedly, in hindsight, he said he would have handled the situation differently. As far as Oklahoma, going all the way up to Dave Warren, I'm a little bit surprised, and maybe in the days and weeks ahead, we will see some internal investigation or an investigation outside of the university. I'm a little surprised it stopped at Dave Warren, that the Board of Regents or even up through the Oklahoma state government wouldn't have done some investigating in how this was handled. Guys, ultimately, Joe Mixon pled guilty. There's a loophole, but he pled guilty to an offense. He pled guilty to what happened in that video. And how he is still a player and has the privileges as a student athlete at Oklahoma are pretty surprising and alarming, especially when you have so many coaches go on record to say there are zero tolerance policies when it comes to physical aggression against women.